sports station. This is the Morning Crossfire
with Femi D Live.
All right, welcome back to the show this very morning as we wade through some of the stories we have across the headlines for today. We'll be doing that shortly. We'll not extend it in order to just give room for the president's speech that will start off at 7 a.m. today. His address to the nation and his approach to resolving some of the challenges that is on ground. As many of you already know, there was disputes across the nation yesterday. But just to let you also know that the stories we're about to read out to you through the headlines have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers. And we on Nigeria Info are only informing you of the headlines as we have them for today. Now, we'd like to take a look at stories from the likes of the Punch newspaper, the Sun newspaper, not missing out on this day. And surely enough, leadership and daily trust also comes to mind as we will lead you through some of the things they've written out there for you to be preview to some of the headlines for today. All right, let's start off with some of the headlines at this time. We'd like to review some of the stories from leadership for today now. I'd like to say Punch newspaper for today. Let's start from Punch for today. Now, from Punch newspaper, you'll find the following headlines making the rounds there. From Punch, you have the likes of users say Microsoft's Bing chatbot defensive and testy. Olumo says why Lagos Rec will not be redeployed. INEC. Evans ordered to pay kidnapped victim 233,000 euros now and 500 million naira. 50 million naira, I beg to say. Soldiers avenging colleague's death by killer cop Bond Station. Emefiele should have been sacked over presidential bid. Akeredolu speaks up. New Naira crisis. Violence spreads in states. 3 killed. Banks bond. Naira. Why governors rejected federal government settlement terms, says El Rufai. Wike, 4 orders not relevant outside PDP. That's according to the PCC spokesman. Amechi absent at Tinubu's Rivers rally. Marketers ignore federal government, sell petrol for 205 naira per litre. Buhari to address Nigerians 7 a.m. today. Other stories of interest, kidnapper stray bullet kills an Abra woman. Police refund Mapoli undergraduate after Punch report. Court remands suspect for killing Ogun couple and son. All right, well, these are stories, the biggest of them, as you find them in the Punch for today. Now, moving on to the Sun for today. Buhari to address the nation at 7 a.m. Abia North. Kalu runs off campaign at Umenyochi Woods. Supreme Court overrules CBN as violent protest spreads. We are watching Nigeria carefully, says UN. Sanwo-Olu warns against rejection of old notes. Obaseki orders arrest of Oshomole. Obaseki orders Oshomole's arrest, rather. Supreme Court dismisses suit against Abia PDP 3-man delegates list. Also of interest this morning from the Sun newspaper, long queues in banks as Supreme Court adjourns to February 22. Nigeria decides 2023 factors that will swing votes in a Joe nation. How mentorship can boost entrepreneurship. And then you find Lagos government unveils Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy Pioneering Fellows. Nigeria to become preferred investment destination, NIPC speaks about this. TUC aligns with NLC to ensure elections hold. Mba, Enugu PDP, Cuba candidate slams 1 billion naira legal suit on APC chair, Agbala. And of course, why Dati Yusuf and I are better than Tinubu Atiku, says Obi. There's a story about that as well in the rounds there. Now, moving on to this day newspaper for today. Buhari considers recirculating old 200 naira notes to ease pains. And the government accuses Oshomole of masterminding protests. Higher food commodity prices push inflation to 21.82%. And surely enough, you'd also find of interest at this time. Benin Port, federal government, Edo government commences bidding process for development of annual projects. Keeping up with other stories, Buhari signs bill to establish a research agency for Nigerian military, others into law. Buhari rejoices with Vice President's mother, Mama Oshibajo, at 90. Federal government OK's electronic cargo tracking system. All right, well, these are stories from this day. Moving on to leadership newspaper for today. Cash crunch, 3 killed as protest erupts in 8 states, FCT. President Muhammadu Buhari meets Tinubu in presidential villa. JAMB extends 2023 UTME registration to February 22nd. And then, federal government approves 26 billion naira for electricity, conductors, transformers, contracts. Naira value depreciation, forex hiccups, cripple manufacturers' performance in the fourth quarter. Routine gas flaring in Nigeria ends 2023, says Total Energies. President Muhammadu Buhari meets Tinubu in presidential villa. Coup claim. APC campaign council protests fresh police invites to Fani Kayode. Bauchi APC campaign coordinators defect to PDP. ADP will end agitations, marginalization, says Sunny. Ex-lawmaker arrested over attack at APC campaign ground. APC chieftain dares Wike over alleged support for Tinubu. Kogi senatorial zone assures APC National Assembly candidates of votes. And this is some of the stories here and there that you would find. Again, inflation up at 21.82% after December drop. Naira value depreciation. Forex hiccup cripples manufacturers. Okay, I did take that already. Moving on to Daily Trust. Buhari to address Nigerians amid outrage over Naira scarcity. Angry customers ground CBN office in Abuja. Voters from 24 council polling units speak up. Graduates drowns in Abuja hotels pool. Integrated farmers meet in Abuja endorse Obi. 5 years after, Abuja artists protest center's closure. Actress arraigned over Naira abuse gets bail. Wike hosts Tinubu at Rivers Government House. Nigeria boils over Naira scarcity. Sansu visits Kano 3 years after dethronement. All right, well, these are stories you can easily follow up on. Remember, the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info have only informed you of the headlines as we have them for today. Do remember, the stories are from Daily Trust, Leadership, This Day, The Sun, and Punch newspaper. All right, let's take your views on.
This is Morning Crossfire.
As we listen to you, we ask of you to follow through with our editorial guide. We plead with you to keep your emotions in check. Be mindful of your comment. No hateful speech, no lies, no fake news, no abuses on Nigeria Info. All right, the numbers to call on this very morning remain 0700-951-0000. Okay, that's 0700-951-0000. And of course, you can also use the alternative line on 080-9597-4869. You can join in as well on the WhatsApp portal on 080-999-30137. That's 080-999-30137. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at this moment at Nigeria Info Abuja. At Nigeria Info Abuja. Go on, drop your comments with regards to the headlines. We will also we'll keep the streaming going on when the president's address is on, so you can as well listen to what the president said via the broadcast this morning. We'd have an extended broadcast this morning. Again, We would stream the president's broadcast as well for those who want to listen to it via the YouTube portal as well this very morning. Okay. All right. Let's take some of your calls and your viewpoints this morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay, that's not staying true. Not too sure I can hear anything from that end. Good morning.
Yes, Femi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. It's Obasanjo from Omali.
All right, Obasanjo, good to talk to you. Welcome.
Thank you. Talked about the nation. In fact, Kai, there's a big problem in the country. Very, very, very. Here in the village, in fact, a lot of things can. Everywhere is scanty, as if there's war in the nation. And totally there's war in the nation. Though we would love to have this these policies to stay, but the way the central bank goes around this, it's not favorable at all. Although we are waiting for the president to give us what he wants to give us today. On weekend again, who Tinubu in the presidential villa. Oh, we don't care. Everybody, politics is all about like that. Tomorrow you pay back. No, it's not too far. You will pay back tomorrow. You beg Nigeria. You will beg Nigerians as if you are begging God. So if the men, big men, the elders meet Wike, and up to date, Wike stands on his feet. I don't know. I don't believe that Wike is a Christian. I don't believe it.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. You're going into his faith, and I don't think that's your business at all. That's his faith. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Ikanso from Delhi.
All right, then. Welcome.
About morning design, Naira design. What is that God is doing his work? God is, answering our prayer. APC are now fighting with APC. That is what of all God is working. So let us see next week. Everybody come out. Everybody join in the queue to collect money for the PVC, ATM, and PS. Everybody to come out on 25th and join and vote the right person. If you eventually not to vote the right person, everybody will continue join in the queue to collect their money in the bank.
Okay.
And the other things will happen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your viewpoint. Okay. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Good morning to you. Oh, there looks like I'm having issues listening in. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi D. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks for your call. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Fisher, President.
Oh, Emmanuel. Good to talk to you. Long time.
Long time. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
This year.
Yes.
First and foremost, Buhari to address the nation this morning, right?
Yes.
Is it now that he didn't fit to talk to us? Good and fine. We are waiting for him. But he should be very hopeful that his party has done us the worst. The party has not served us as they promised in 2016. So by 9 days coming, we'll show him where his party belongs. That is that. Then Wike hosts Tinubu in government house in River State, right?
Yes.
Let him continue to play anti-party activities. Both APC and PDP, we are done with them. God will help us in 9 days coming. God will surely help us. And with our PVC, we'll speak the mind of Nigerians this time. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for your time and your viewpoint. Okay. Good morning to you.
Hello, Femi D.
Yes. Good morning. How are you today?
Nothing break the news like the news.
Yes, and I can prove it.
We are waiting patiently to hear from our president this morning. As earlier said, my name is Salasi, by the way.
Welcome,
And we
Selassie.
quite believe that he's going to extend this day to about 60 days. And Nigerians, I'm urging Nigerians to be wise. It's now that we see how people are showing love to Nigerians. There have been fuel scarcity all this while. For how many years? There have been ASU strike all this while. There have been killings in southern Kaduna, in Katsina, last about 2 weeks. Over 100 people were killed. We couldn't see any governor coming out saying that this is, taking the federal government to court. But all of a sudden, they started showing love to Nigerians. Nigerians, be wise. Vote your conscience. Come out next week and put your anger at the ballot. Thank you, and God bless Nigerian info.
All right. Well, would you people vote reasonably, not angrily? Okay. It's wise to vote reasonably than out of anger. It will do no one any good to do so out of anger. You just wonder what you were angry about in 4 years. Good morning to you.
Good morning, World Class Dr. Femi D. I remain my humble self, Father of Bakar Ali. I'm calling from PW Kuvo.
Welcome.
The unapologetic Minister. Well, while waiting for the next couple of minutes for Mr. President to address the nation, like my big brother, Mr. Sadashi, said, we don't expect less than at least 2-3 months. Yes, extension. Because it has proven that the policy was ill-conceived, horridly implemented, and badly you can see how it is affecting the economy. You can see the stage of the economy now. Businesses crumbling, people suffering, people cannot have access to cash, nor even the electronic transaction. You can see how difficult it is for a lot of banks. So it is not working. They have to go back, recalibrate, and do the right thing. What happened is that there was no wide consultations. If they had consulted widely, we wouldn't have faced this kind of problem we're facing. And for the other hand, Mr. Peter Obi is better than Tinubu and Atiku. Let me use the word of Mr. Obasanjo. I dey laugh. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that's your viewpoint to this. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm right. My name is KGB.
Welcome, Sam.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes. All I've said, the song will still be said. You see how Nigeria is doing? I learned that there's a protest, either in favor or in disfavor of a day for talking about school, whatever. Please, we should not continue finishing ourselves to zero. And I'm saying this to Nigerian Army. You see, the Nigerian Army, this is not DSS or police case. They should get Fanika Ote to come and explain to us about the coup. What after all, is a bloody civilian.
Easy with the language. Thank you so much. Easy with the language. I wouldn't let you have that. There's nothing like a bloody civilian during a broadcast. We don't speak like that on radio. Good morning, Jay.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Prince from Maraba, Roga Alta, to be precise, number 5, Badansa Street.
Welcome, sir.
Yes. This is to say that the Naira scarcity, why got it wrong? Those people that are saying that APC is the problem, they are getting it wrongly. What is the problem? Let us thank God that it's on its way out. So he was dribbled by the CBN governor to accept his aim, and he has accepted it. So that's the problem. Thank God, Buhari is going to address us 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Though if he's not going to sack Emefiele, it's not acceptable. He has to sack him because he misled Buhari, and Buhari was dribbled. He has to accept what he wants to accept. That's the blueprint of, the true picture of what we're talking about.
Okay.
He has dribbled us into suffering.
All right.
And we're suffering, and he's laughing. So,
Thank you.
Emefiele should be sacked.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's your viewpoint. Let's read from our friends on YouTube now. Akim Mohammed says, good morning. Are the military above the law? Why not sue the cop who killed an army man to court? Just asking, though. I don't be lawyer. Otola Ogban says, good morning, FMD. Finally, Buhari have decided to address the nation this morning. We're waiting for APC come 25th of February 2023. I rest my case. Mwazu John Lasisi says, good morning, FMD. The president should take a stand, but put an end to the Naira crisis once and for all. Businesses are suffering, okay? Iam Abila says, good morning, FMD. The president to address the nation after a lot of people have died because of the hardship. That is bedeviling the nation. All right, that's your viewpoint on this as we have it from YouTube. Okay. Now, also to read some of the comments you've written in on Facebook this very morning. For those who are following us, we appreciate you that you're taking your time to follow us on all our platforms. YouTube and Facebook constantly streams a good number of our programs, and it's a privilege to have you joining on those platforms, writing in your viewpoints, essentially on quite a number of subjects here and there. Dr. Mrs. Olebara from Owerri, Nigeria says, we failed there. We failed there. We thank the Lord that we are alive and exercising our human rights. Good speeches without practical implementations are full of sounds and signifying nothing. We can't continue in a journey of one step forward, 10 steps backward. Rich but hungry, big but unproductive. Infrastructure have collapsed and faith grows dim. Nigerians badly need food, shelter, and welfare of their children. As it is now, the masses has a problem that needs to be solved. Moses Efe says, beautiful morning to you, Femi. Beautiful morning to you, Efe. Also, Francis Namani says, watching live from Enugu State. Beautiful morning from here. I'm calling on Mr. President and CBN as a matter of urgency to endeavor to resolve the issues, concerning fuel scarcity and Naira crisis. The average Nigerians are really suffering. What are we going to do? Where are we going from there? May God help us. Also, Francis Namani writes that in. Good morning from there. It's 8 days to the presidential national election in Nigeria. With that is a team, if you know, you understand, says Jude from Gogalada this very morning. Emeka Rex Ezengaya says, good morning from there. What does Mr. President's address in the past addressed? Please, it should stay on one side and allow his time to get, allow his time. I missed where your message was just a moment. Okay, where was I reading from? Oh dear, I'm so sorry I lost track of your message. Good, Ali Mayo Ojoda says, good morning from D. Buhari to address the Nigerians at 7 a.m. There are no lights to watch Buhari's speech and nothing good will come out of this speech. The only thing we Nigerians want to hear is for Buhari and CBN governor should resign. We're tired. Uchena Caleb says, good morning. So also does Martins. Jaylene Martins also saying good morning to us this morning. All right, well, these are some of the messages we have on Facebook for them. Stay close to Nigeria Info. We'll broadcast for you the speech of the president at 7 a.m. exactly. And afterwards, we'll start to listen to you and your viewpoints to the decision. We'll also take high points of what he has said into cognizance this morning. Stay close. This is Morning Crossfire.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. Audio Jungle. 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 Audio
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
For our administration, and I shall remain committed to my oath of protecting and advancing the interests of Nigerians and the nation at all times. In the last quarter of 2022, I authorized the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira Nigerian banknotes. For a smooth transition, I similarly approved that the redesigned banknotes should circulate concurrently with the old banknotes till 31st January 2023, before the old notes cease to be legal tender. In appreciation of the systemic and human difficulties encountered during the implementation, and in response to the appeal of all citizens, an extension of 10 days was authorized till 10th February 2023 for the completion of the process. All these activities are being carried out within the ambit of the Constitution, the relevant law under the CBN Act 2007, and in line with global best practices. Fellow citizens, while I seek your understanding and patience during this transient phase of implementation, I feel obliged to avail you a few critical points underpinning the policy decision. These include: A, the need to restore the statutory ability of the CBN to keep a firm control over money in circulation. In 2015, when this administration commenced its first term, currency in circulation was only 1.4 trillion naira. B, the proportion of currency outside banks grew from 78% in 2015 to 85% in 2022. As of October 2022, therefore, currency in circulation has risen to 3.23 trillion naira, out of which only 500 billion naira was within the banking system, while 2.7 trillion naira remain permanently outside the system, thereby distorting the financial policy and the efficient management of inflation. C, the huge volume of bank notes outside the banking system has proven to be practically unavailable for economic activities and by implication retard the attainment of potential economic growth. Economic growth projections make it imperative for government to aim at expanding financial inclusion in the country by reducing the number of the unbanked population. And E, given the prevalent security situation across the country, which keeps improving, it also becomes compelling for government to deepen its continuing support for security agencies to successfully combat banditry, and ransom taking in Nigeria. Notwithstanding the initial setbacks experience, the evaluation and feedback mechanism set up has revealed that gains have emerged from the policy initiative. I have been reliably informed that since the commencement of this program, about 2.1 trillion naira out of the banknotes previously held outside the banking system had been successfully retrieved. This represents about 80% of such funds. In the short to medium and long terms, therefore, it is expected that there would be a strengthening of our macroeconomic parameters, B, a reduction of broad money supply leading to deceleration of the velocity of money in the economy, which should result in less pressures on domestic prices. C, lowering of inflation as a result of the accompanying decline in money supply that will slow the pace of inflation. D, collapse of illegal economic activities, which would help to stem corruption and the acquisition of money through illegal ways. E, exchange rate stability. F, availability of easy loans and lowering of interest rates. And G, greater visibility and transparency of our financial actions, translating to efficient enforcement of our anti-money laundering legislations. I am not unaware of the obstacles placed on the path of innocent Nigerians by unscrupulous officials in the banking industry, entrusted with the process of implementation of the new monetary policy. I am deeply pained and sincerely sympathize with you all over these unintended outcomes. To stem this tide, I have directed the CBN to deploy all legitimate resources and legal means to ensure that our citizens are adequately educated on the policy. Enjoy easy access to cash withdrawal through availability of appropriate amount of currency and the ability to make deposits. I have similarly directed the CBN should intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies so as to ensure that any institution or persons found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation should be made to bear the full weight of the law. During the extended phase of the deadline for currency swap, I listened to invaluable pieces of advice from well-meaning citizens and institutions across the nation. I similarly consulted widely with representatives of the state governors as well as the Council of State. Above all, as an administration that respects the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the courts of our land and some pronouncements have been made. To further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira banknote be released back into circulation and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10th, 2023 to April 10th, 2023, when the old 200 naira note ceases to be legal tender. In line with Section 20, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians that our administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. In this regard, the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to our citizens through the banks. I wish to once more appeal for your understanding till we overcome this difficult transient phase within the shortest possible time. Fellow citizens, on the 25th of February 2023, the nation will be electing a new president and National Assembly members. I am aware that this new monetary policy has also contributed immensely to the minimization of the influence of money in politics. This is a positive departure from the past and represents a bold legacy step by this administration towards laying a strong foundation for free and fair elections. I urge every citizen, therefore, to go out to vote for their candidates of choice without fear, because security shall be provided and your vote shall count. I, however, admonish you to eschew violence and avoid actions capable of disrupting the electoral processes. I wish us all a successful general election. Thank you for listening. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria.
His Excellency there, Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, given a speech with regards to the monetary policy and the decisions he had to make in the last few hours with regards to the crisis which was breaking out with regards to availability of the Naira. But key things not to miss out on in this speech is what we will be highlighting for you this morning. Bivan will be joining me in a short while now to let you know. But points of emphasis that you can reflect on includes the paragraph 16 of his speech, where he said to further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I've given approval to the CBN that the old 200 Naira banknotes be released back into circulation, and it will also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 Naira notes, 500 Naira notes, and 1,000 Naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10, 2023 to April 10, 2023, when the old 200 Naira notes will cease to be legal tender. These are part of our top of the discussion. At this point in time, let's wade into the news as Bivan is standing by to bring you some of the biggest stories as we have them at this time, including the speech from President Muhammadu Buhari. Bivan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi. All right, looking at our headlines, first of all, President Buhari gives 60-day extension for all the 200 Naira notes to be in circulation. Bielsa governor dissociates self from 10 states purportedly oppose the Naira redesign. FCT Minister orders clamp down on filling stations over fire incidents. One dead in El Paso shopping center attack. And to the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari says the old 200 naira notes remain a legal tender till April 10, 2023. He said he had directed the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to release the old 200 naira banknotes into circulation and that it should be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200, 500 and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days starting February 10, 2023. President Buhari, who stated this during a national broadcast on Thursday, said this decision was taken to ease the hardship Nigerians are going through as a result of the new Naira policy. The president gave the assurances that his administration will continue to assess the implementation with a view to ensuring that Nigerians are not unnecessarily burdened. He said the CBN shall ensure that new notes become more available and accessible to citizens through the banks. Meanwhile, President Buhari, however, stated that he has directed the Apex banks to intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies so as to ensure that any institution or persons found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation be made to bear the full weight of the law. Meanwhile, the Bayelsa State government has demanded unreserved apology from the civil society organization's Central Coordinating Council over a false allegation against Governor Doyediri. The Bayelsa State government disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday by the Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Oyibina Duba. According to the statement, the comment by the CSO that Governor Diri was part of the G10 governors opposing President Muhammadu Buhari on the Naira redesign policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria was totally false. He described comment as baseless and provocative, saying the CSOs should be better informed before making such allegations. The state government therefore called for an immediate apology to be tendered to the state governor and the people of the state. The FCT Minister, Mohammed Bello, has ordered immediate clampdown on filling stations flouting the standard guidelines and safety rules for conveying and discharge of petroleum products. The minister, who gave the order on Wednesday during the FCT Emergency Management Agency stakeholders meeting, noted that the move had become necessary following incessant fire incidents in filling stations around the Federal Capital Territory. Speaking through the Director of Forecasting, Response and Mitigation of the FCT Emergency Management Agency, Florence Wenegeme, the minister said the worrisome situation was created by petrol stations owners and operators who have continued to violate basic safety rules. He noted that the sanction, which would come in different dimensions, was targeted at ending the wanton destruction because the administration cannot continue to allow unscrupulous business managers to endanger lives and property. And to the business scene, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, on Wednesday revealed that Nigeria's headline inflation rate increased to 21.82% on a year-on-year basis in January 2023. NBS made the revelation in its Consumer Price Index, CPI, and inflation report for January 2023, released in Abuja. According to the report, the figure is 6.22% points higher compared to the 15.60% recorded in January 2022. It said on a month-on-month basis, the headline inflation rate in January 2023 was 0.47% higher than the rate recorded in December 2022 at 21.34%. The report said the increase in the inflation rate was largely attributed to the rise in prices of bread and cereal at 21.67%. Into the foreign scene, police in the U.S. state of Texas say one person has been killed and 3 injured in a shooting at a shopping center in the city of El Paso. The authorities say 2 suspects have been detained and that there is no longer a threat to the public. El Paso police spokesman Sergeant Robert Gomez said it is too early to speculate on motive after Wednesday's shooting at the Cielo Vista Mall. 2 of the injured, both male, are reported to be in critical condition. The police earlier said gunshots were reported at the center's food court. The Cielo Vista Mall is located near a Walmart supermarket where 23 people were killed in a racist attack in August 2019, one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. To entertainment, luxury fashion house Louis Vuitton has announced the appointment of hip-hop artist Pharrell Williams as its new head of menswear. Williams fills the sport-led vacant since the death of Virgil Abloh from cancer in November 2021. The 49-year-old is an established superstar in the music world with 13 Grammys and 2. The 49-year-old is an established superstar in the music world with 13 Grammys and 2 Oscar nominations, and has been a fixture in the front row of fashion shows for years. The fashion house, in a statement, said its first collection for Louis Vuitton will be presented in June during Men's Fashion Week in Paris. To sports, Serie A strugglers Salernitana on Wednesday fired coach Davide Nicola for the second time in a month. Salernitana, just 4 points above the relegation zone, officially confirmed what Italian media had been reporting with a series of brief statements on their website. Nicola was not alone in looking for a new job on Wednesday when fourth bottom Spezia, 2 points behind Salernitana, said they had fired coach Luca Gotti. And now to end the news and a look at our top stories. President Buhari gives 60 days extension for all the 200 naira notes to be in circulation. Bayelsa governor dissociates itself from 10 states purportedly opposed to naira redesign. FCT minister orders clamp down on filling stations over fire incidents. 1 dead in El Paso shopping center attack. And that's the news on 95.1 Nigeria Info, as edited by Abayomi Akimbola. Don't forget, you can always send us eyewitness report as news breaks in your area. Send your reports to 090-385-1885. Follow us on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Abuja, Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja, Twitter at Nigeria Info ABJ, YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, or visit our website www.nigeriainfo.fm or visit Google Play Store for a mobile app. My name is Bivan Magoni. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Bevan. And we would start to reflect on the president's speech at this time and, of course, bring you more updates. We expect quite a number of reactions from people who are professionals on this field to tell us the economic implication of this policy. But we already see your messages and your thoughts about this. We'd like to take them on. We also like to let you know at this time that the full speech of the president as written, the text version, is available on our Facebook page. So you can go into facebook.com/Nigeria Info Abuja. We've published the speech of the president there, so you can read extensively to understand what he has talked about. Also, the key thing he has made with this particular policy would have to be paragraph 16, where he extensively made it clear and known, well, the 200 naira banknote, the old 200 naira remains in circulation as legal tender for 2 months from today till the 10th of April 2023, while the 500 naira and 1,000 naira old notes will not be in use. He has asked the banks to reintroduce the old naira notes. Just your quick comments before we take on the break.
Well,
this should calm down the riots, right?
I don't know. Is 200 naira going to be enough for? Looking at it, it's just 200 naira. We have a denomination of 1,000. It's been the major currency that people look up to.
Yeah.
So you have to be, But another thing,
we'll get to talk about this after the break.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
It's time to look into. He has decided and he has shared that decision directly with the nation. In a speech that lasted 14 minutes, 52 seconds, the president clearly stipulated where we were coming from and where things are. It talked about the introduction of the policy and the achievement it has done the country, the good it has done the country thus far. I'd like to go through some of the high points of part of what the president has said. It described the last quarter of the year 2022 by saying he authorized the CBN to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira and 1,000 naira banknotes. He also talked about the need for smooth transition between the old naira notes and the new naira notes. He extended his viewpoint to say that the proportion of the currency outside the banks grew from 78% in 2015 to 85% in 2022. It described it as at October 2022, the currency in circulation had risen to 3.23 trillion naira, out of which only 500 billion naira was within the banking system, meaning there's a differential that's not in circulation, rather stored away somewhere undisclosed. He also talked about the fact that it is permanently outside the system, and this has given reason for concern. Moving away from that, he also mentioned that there's need to improve the economy and bring about deepening economic policies to combat banditry and ransom taking in Nigeria. It described that he was reliably informed since the commencement of this Naira Exchange swap program that 2.1 trillion Naira out of the banknotes previously held outside the banking system had successfully been retrieved. He said this represents 80% of the funds that they were hoping to attain. While on the positive side of this policy, he said it has strengthened macroeconomic parameters. It described that a reduction of broad money supply to a declaration of velocity of money in the economy. It talked about the lowering of inflation as a result of the economy, as a result of the accompanying decline in money supply, even though as of this morning, that may be disputed because the MBS released new figures that showed an indication that inflation numbers have rather gone higher than it was in December. It talks about the collapse of the illegal economic activities, which will help stem corruption and acquisition of money through illegal ways. It talked about the exchange rate stability. It described the availability of easy loans and lowering of interest rates. It provided and said greater visibility and transparency of our financial actions have led much to the effort of what has gone on so far. It talked about how people within the various agencies have intensified efforts, especially the anti-corruption agencies, to ensure the institutions and persons found attempting to sabotage this policy be made to face the full weight of the law. It then concluded by talking about that he has consulted widely with representatives of the states, governors, as well as the Council of States. And above all, as an administration that respects the rule of law, he notes that the subject matter is before the court of the land and some pronouncements have been made. Now, the key part in all of this is paragraph 16, where he said, and I'd like to quote him extensively now, to further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 Naira banknotes be released back into circulation, and I should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 Naira notes and 500 Naira notes and 1,000 Naira banknotes for 60 days. That's from February 10, 2023, which is today. From February 10, I beg to say, which is from last week, till April 10, 2023, which extensively means 6 days of the old 200 Naira notes already gone by. And now, after 60 days period, the old 200 Naira notes will cease to be legal tender. This essentially means that the old 500 Naira notes, 1,000 Naira notes, will have to be submitted through the CBN to through the offices by filling forms and going through the protocols that they have carefully highlighted over time for everyone to follow through on. It takes out this time to extend to Nigerians that wishes all the best as we prepare for the elections, and he encourages everybody to make sure that they go out and vote for their candidate of choice without fear, because security shall be provided and your vote shall count. That's me quoting him right there at the end of that speech. In 40 minutes, 52 seconds, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria may have reset the economic status of the country, or has he just done that? Or has he not? What's your viewpoint? Let's find out from you next.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I'm ready. Let's take on the biggest debates on radio, provide insights, experience, and build an unforgettable discussion together. I am Femi D. Amele.
Let's take your views on this very morning as we listen to you and your thoughts about this situation. The president has spoken. Some have expressed conservation, but some other people have also indicated that, well, he has spoken well. Let's listen to you this very morning. Numbers remain 0700-951-0000. That's 0700-951-0000. You can also join in on the alternative line, which is 080-9597-4869. That's 080-9597-4869. And on the WhatsApp portal, you can write in and also make your calls through that very platform on 080-999-30137. Do remember, we're live on Facebook, so your comments are welcome. Join the community there. We pay extensive attention to people writing on that community platform there on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. So also on Facebook, which is at Nigeria Info Abuja. Go on, make your comments. Also see what other people are writing about the reaction to this. Let's take your calls. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Dr. Femi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, madam.
I'm Mommy Z. So I listened to the president and thank you for explaining it in simple language for me to understand. In simple language or in summary,
Yes,
500 naira note and 1,000 naira note, we don't feed the user and they do transaction, but
yes.
It's just the old 200 naira note. Then
Yes.
100 naira note, 50 naira, kobo, and the rest. So the truth is, extending it at all is not even the solution. This solution is providing more money, pump in more money into circulation. That is one. Secondly, improve your e-banking. Please, we have issue trying to transfer. They should improve it. Thirdly, banks that don't have money should also open. It's not all about going into the banking hall to withdraw money. We want to do other transactions. If I cannot transfer money using my app, I should be able to walk into the banking hall and transfer money. Finally, for those people that don't have money, they are hurting. Do not allow anybody to push you to the streets to go and demonstrate. You heard what the president said. He made it clear. So no ambiguity that you say you know not to understand. I have you 200 naira no too. Now I'll use it to go to where I'm going. I know they will collect it.
All right then.
Nigeria must move forward. I wish us the best. I'm proud to be a Nigerian.
Thank you so much for your viewpoint. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show today.
Hello, Femi. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Jafaru. I'm calling from Uye.
Welcome, Jafar.
Okay. Guys, in fact, this president will go down in history as one of the best presidents in this country because he has heard the yearning, the suffering.
Oh, dear. That call did stay true. Good morning to you. Neither did that. Let's give this next one a try. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Femi.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, this is Chinedu calling from Guatemala.
All right, Chinedu, good to have you on.
Femi, thank you for good job you are doing.
Yes, sir.
Femi, I want to start by saying that we have had a Mr. President statement. But it's just like what Mom said. Pronouncing it is not the problem. Are we seeing the 200? Femi, please, what happened to our 100 naira? What happened to our new 50 naira? And the last one, please, is it Mr. President that is making that we cannot transfer? Even if they say there's jam in bank, for most of we can't just bank rectify it. Femi, there is deeper than what we are seeing. Forget about what the Mr. President announced. Because I can't just understand that even if I don't see cash, I cannot make transfer. Since yesterday, I just wanted to transfer 5,000 naira for something I buy. I could not do it until 12 o'clock midnight. So if there is no cash, if there is no any transfer again, bank should tell us why is it that the transfer is not going.
Interesting
we
viewpoint.
cannot just understand.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Grateful to you. By the way, I also had a similar experience yesterday. I left all the things I tried to buy at the store. The cards were not going to work. Neither did the app.
Mr. app. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Umar.
All right, Umar, good to have you on. Let's talk.
Yeah, to me, of course, I took my title to the president. To me, he has not done anything.
Okay.
He has made the situation worse. This is my humble opinion, anyway. He has made the situation worse. Family, even before today, did we have the 200 naira circulation? Did we even have any money circulation? If you ask me, how do some of you have access to the bank at all? Banks are policed. Banks are blocked with certificates. Nobody has access to the bank at all. There is no money circulation. I literally buy money every day to do business. I literally buy money. I buy it with 1,000 naira every day because I need physical cash to do something I need to do. You cannot come to a laborer and tell a laborer, sorry, you don't. The labor said you don't have an account. How do you pay him? You need money, cash. How do you buy water every day to drink? How do you buy? No, don't jam me now.
If you're driving, I would have. If you're driving, I would ask you to.
I pulled over. I put for somebody at the bus stop to join me.
Okay.
And the car is reversing to. Is almost hitting me.
All right.
You see, there's no money circulation at all. Femi, I had to go on an errand for somebody who are bigger than because I had cash to buy fuel. Needed fuel. I need to go use my POS to help him buy the cash. my ATM, let me buy the fuel for him, so that I can get the cash out of the population. What are we saying? What all this rubbish?
Easy with the language, Umar. Is easy with easy with the language.
Sorry, I will do it. Sorry. But tell me this: Nigerians are failed. Nigerians are not happy. This is the truth.
All right.
I'm not happy.
Okay.
But others, I am not happy at all with Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari at all.
All right, that's noted. Thank you, Mar, for your viewpoint. Also, some other messages here. Harrison and Nyojo watching from USA. Thank you so much for watching in. Good morning from the CBN governor should just go. We are tired of him. Don Felix Pam writes his own. He says the Naira redesign meant to change the narrative has now become a nightmare. The president's address should be a relief to Nigerians. Terry Wise says, thank God for our president. Francis Nkang on YouTube said, positive development from Mr. President. Kudos to him. Jonathan, thank God, says, Mr. President, well done. Effect from when will the old 200 Naira notes be back in banks? I think he has already approved that the CBN asked them to put them back in banks, essentially from February 10. That's from last week. So backdated on that. So, well, it's something to just follow through carefully on and see the reactions that come out from them. Now, I'm also reading from some of your messages from Facebook now. It's only the 200 old 200 Naira notes that is allowed to circulate with the new one, says Ismaila Olalekan Abdul Rahim. Justine Ogala says President just yielded to scrupulous politicians and therefore there will be massive vote buying. Alarawaju Olabi says that's okay. Elijah Kidele says, but this is against what we are expecting. The money will still be used during election, which will strengthen vote buying. Yusuf Umaru says he didn't give any tangible reasons why people have to go through the suffering. Precious Simon says, I know it's entirely to control the vote buying and give room for free, fair, and credible elections, and that is good. It's a pity for us in Nigeria that we're being ruled by a president. Emefiele thinks for himself, but the president is not doing the same. It's a big shame that President and Emefiele were the only ones giving orders to Nigerians. I heard Emefiele say something in every part of Buhari's speech just yesterday. Truly, there was, okay. And then you go on, Joseph Sam, definitely well displeased about the situation. All right, I also have messages on WhatsApp. Emeka says, good morning from there. Mr. President has spoken well. It's sound loud and clear to even the deaf to hear. The new and old 200 Naira notes returns, whereas the 500 and 1,000 Naira notes is now an illegal tender. And that's a good one from him. Please, it should leave Mr. President and Emefiele to channel your anger to the bank managers. They are the ones causing unnecessary hardship to the people, not President Emefiele. Or are they the one again making it impossible for you to do bank money transfer? I rest my case. Emeka from NNPC Towers writes that in. I also see this. Thank you, Mr. President. I love you so much. Mr. President is working with strong intel as to what the politicians are up to. Yes, what Comrade Dario Kuba did write, and it says, 200 Naira notes remain illegal tender in Nigeria for the next 60 days. CBN injected 3.2 trillion Naira into the economy, but only 500 billion was in circulation, while the rest of the money was stashed in secret places by enemies of our nation, thereby causing inflation, insecurity, and many other negative impacts on Nigeria's economy. Of this particular policy, I am in full support of the executive arm of government. Stephen from Suleja says, well done, Femi D. Mr. President and the CBN should flood our ATMs with 50 Naira so that that's too much cash stocking will stop. Imagine withdrawing 30,000 Naira in 50 Naira notes. A lot of us will go cashless. Stephen from Suleja writes that in. Hello, Femi D. This is a kind of uppercut to broad to the cash orders. Okay, uppercut given to the cash holders now. I think the commercial banking system is frustrating the policy. We are casualties, he writes. Ojion from Area 11 Abuja says, Femi, good morning, bless you. I'm a fan of President Buhari because of his style of governance, but on this new monetary policy, I support and thumbs up for him. If this is to check the recklessness and impunitive way the so-called money bags are using our Naira, by this vote, buying will be minimized, if not eradicated. Good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Nothing breaks the news.
Like the news, and I can prove it. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh, yes, I can.
Thank you. We love President Muhammad Buhari well. This is Commodore Maybe from Kuba, the obedient.
Yes, welcome.
Please, don't be quick to love Nigeria and, whatever. Because it is one step forward, 3 steps backwards.
Okay.
That's something that sounds to be good for tomorrow to be a different event altogether. Like somebody said, I think, Emeka, where is the 100 note and 10 note? Even if they are going cashless, as they said, is the network accepting the cashless? Like somebody said, we're trying to transfer. You could not do that. What are you saying about that? What is the network provider doing about that? You understand? Even if they say we don't need to save cash again, it should be cashless. Where is the network? Even before this cashless, where is the 200 naira note? Where is the 100? Where is the 50 naira note? It is one step forward, 3 steps backwards. I can never be quick to say that I am proud to be a Nigerian. I see positive results.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Femi.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good to connect with you. Go on. Let's listen to you. What's your name?
On this new naira note, I think the policy is very, very, very good for Nigeria. The people that doesn't know it and they don't have enough, they are the ones fighting here and there. So we are patriotic to this country, we are going to obey by Mr. President. And we are going to use our oath the 10th April. And people that will abuse, like Umar, who abuse...
Excuse me, we don't call out callers. See, you have your viewpoints. Please express your own viewpoints, please. Yes.
Sorry, they should not abuse and say sorry, because it's intentionally. So please, be guided and they should follow the rules.
All right, thank you.
Very much.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to you. Okay, I will take on 2 more calls at this time, and then we'll break off for the commercials and news. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi B. This is Juliana calling you.
Welcome, Juliana. I'm fine. Welcome.
Okay, so we are grateful to Mr. President for his address this morning. But my concern, where I'm calling actually, is I read where it said the POS operators are to be arrested and all that. Who gives them the money? They buy the money. So you cannot go after small ants and leave the big ones, the people that are responsible. They buy the money to give out. So they have to make profit, even though I'm against this large amount of money that they make, collecting 1,000 for 3,000. Out of 3,000, you're asking somebody to pay 1,000 charges. It's a lot. So they should deal with those behind it, those selling the money to them. I'm not really pleased with this having the 200 naira notes still in circulation and all that. It's just extending our problems as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I think we were almost exceeding this thing, Just the issue.
Oh, Juliana, are you still there? Okay. I'm not too sure that I stayed on long enough for us to complete a viewpoint. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Femi.
Good morning.
And I greet all Nigerians, including Mr. President.
All right, welcome.
Issue of Nalali design and Mr. President's speech this morning. I think he gave another opportunity to all this all this politicians that kept money. My advice to them is bring out those 200 addresses. They will carry trailer, escorting to where they are going to share it. I think it's another approach to them. Then the 500 and 1,000 the men against the law. I think, but family, I still have it within my domain. What am I going to put it?
Well, you have to take it to the central bank.
I have 1,000. What am I going to do with it?
You're expected to take it to the CPN branch in the state where you reside. File it, fill a form, and they look through the details of what you've provided and credit you with the exact amount. That's the plan.
Only to CBN. Can I take it to Villa?
No, well, but the Villa is not a banking system, and it has not been recognized as such at any time.
Like Mohammed, maybe like Mohammed will be.
Okwi, don't push it. Okwi, you know the rules. Don't push it. You have a track record of saying.
Sorry for that. I just asked you. Sorry for that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, let's go on a break. And then when we do come back, there'll be more to talk about. Yes, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Rivers to see Nyesom Wike and the likes of that. I'd like to bring you up to speed on the drama around that. And many other stories also still keeping things going as we have it for today. This is Morning Crossfire on Nigeria Info.